He was the man who spoke of prosperity, a charismatic architect who promised a new economic dawn for ordinary Kenyans. In churches, town halls, and village grounds, he stood before thousands and told them that wealth was not for the chosen few, but for all of us. His name was architect John Kithaka, a man whose story begins with brilliance and ambition and ends in one of the most controversial investment collapses in Kenyan history. John Kithaka grew up far from the rights of Nairobi, in a world where success was a dream whispered, not pursued. But he was different. He excelled in class, a sharp mind, disciplined, and driven. Architecture became his world, his language, and his identity. He rose quickly and became respected in professional circles. But deep within him grew an idea bigger than blueprints and buildings. He didn't just want to design structures. He wanted to design destiny. A destiny where thousands could rise with him. Somewhere along the way, the architect discovered something powerful: his voice. And with every speech he gave, he gained more followers. He spoke of financial freedom, community empowerment, and shared prosperity. He toured many counties in Kenya: Meru, Nairobi, Nakuru, Eldoret, Mombasa, and many others. He spoke with conviction. He inspired hope, and hope attracts crowds. People believed him. Teachers, farmers, pastors, civil servants, and thousands more. They felt seen, heard, and valued. They felt inspired to chase wealth. Kithaka positioned himself as a leader of a new economic revolution, and his stage name changed to become the architect of prosperity. Hey, I hope you are enjoying this story. If it's hitting something in you, curiosity, emotion, even questions, then please subscribe. There are so many powerful untold stories on the way. Stories that will challenge you, inspire you, and stay with you. So hit that button, join the family, and let's keep uncovering the truth together. Kithaka preached about an idea that he said would change everything: a network of investment companies all under one umbrella. A chain that would stretch across technology, hospitality, transport, education, microfinance, and even real estate. A vision of over 15 interconnected companies owned by ordinary Kenyans. Investors didn't just buy shares, they bought into the dream massively. And money flowed in. As money flew in, the architect's empire expanded. From schools, from proposed estates to media ventures, the ambition seemed unstoppable, at least at the beginning. But dreams, when scaled too fast, comes at a cost. As the empire started growing, investors watched happily. They would salivate at a future where money would flow every month into their account. And this was not small money from what Kithaka was promising. But what many never realized was that behind the inspirational speeches, something critical was missing: systems. And soon, things started to fall apart. Share registers which were not accurate, incomplete financial records, and very soon, stalled projects. It is at this point that the few hawk-eyed investors started noticing that all was probably not well. But the architect always had the same message when asked: "We are almost there. Soon we shall finish, and soon you'll leap big." Kithaka would actually go back to some of these investors and ask them to contribute again. And many would respond positively. They would give again, some out of faith, some out of fear of losing everything, and some because they still saw in him the brilliance that first captured the country. But the cracks widened, and soon the empire began to tilt. Regulators raised alarms, auditors raised questions, and investors raised their voices. The companies the architect had founded were struggling under the weight of missing funds, stalled assets, leadership battles, and internal wrangles. Eventually, the center would not hold. Directors and shareholders turned against the architect. Investigations began. Replacements were announced, and the once celebrated visionary became the center of one of Kenya's most high-profile investment controversies. For many, the dream had turned into a financial nightmare. But who was John Kithaka? To some, he was a prodigy, a visionary born a decade too early for the system meant to hold him. A man who chased possibility the way others chase air because he believed he couldn't live without it. To others, he was something different, a charismatic orchestrator who understood one undeniable truth: people don't invest in products, they invest in the person holding the microphone. And Kithaka held it with unmatched confidence. Was he a dreamer, swallowed by his own dream? Or was he a reader, overwhelmed by the empire he built? Or maybe he was a brilliant persuader who discovered just how far belief can be stretched before it snaps? Well, we may never know, because the architect left behind blueprints without explanations, companies without closure, and a legacy without certainty. A life story that refuses to fit neatly into hero or villain. A puzzle whose missing pieces were carried away long before anyone realized they were gone. In the end, the architect who promised prosperity crafted something far more enduring, a cautionary tale that will echo for generations, a reminder that sometimes the most beautiful visions cast the darkest shadows.